Hi, it's Bruce. It's Sunday, September 25th, 2011. It seems like a year since I've blogged. It hasn't, but I think it's almost 2 months. But I'm still here. Now, it's been an exciting 2 months. We were away a lot. Didn't see many shows. We were supposed to see during when the hurricane hit, we were supposed to see Masterclass and Follies. So we completely missed Masterclass because we had to go away after that. But we did rebook for Follies, not as great seats, and we went on 9/11. So what has taken me so long to blog about Follies? Well, Follies is very close to my heart, and I find it very hard to put my feelings on the new production into words. However, I will say I highly recommend it, especially if you've never seen Follies. It's probably maybe the best production of Follies you'll see. Now, I have, as you saw from the little setup, this is the program from the original. I saw the original for $12 on June 8th, 1971. And it is the only show, I was visiting from Cleveland, it's the only show I ever went the next day and bought tickets for it again for that week, because I had never seen anything like it. Michael Bennett's direction was incredible. It moved me. It was like, I find it hard to see Follies again. And I also saw the Blythe Danner, Judith Ivey revival some years back at the Belasco, which, So this revival was excellent. I have qualms because I've changed. I was like in my early 20s when I saw the original, and now I'm in my early 60s. It's one of the shows that Bill saw the original separately because I didn't know him then, and I was talking about how much I love Follies, and he was talking about how much he liked the score, but he didn't like Follies, the show, so much, mostly for the book. And I always argued from that perspective of my age, seeing the shadows of the older people looking back at the young people and the decisions they made. When I was younger, I thought it was really pithy. Now that I'm older, I've seen a lot more theater, and I'm older than the older characters. I did look at the book in this production and say, oh my God, stop your complaining. This is really difficult. You made really bad choices, and don't blame me. So my idea of the book has come to be more a little bit on Bill's side. All right, as for the stars, we have Bernadette Peters, Jan Maxwell, Ron Raines, and Danny Burston as the leads. I think the most successful of those performances are the incredible Danny Burston as Buddy and the wonderful Jan Maxwell. Danny Burston is wonderful throughout. Jan Maxwell's wonderful throughout. Her dancing in Lucy and Jessie is a little off, but if you consider it that that's the Loveland fantasy part of Follies, which is the second part in the second act. It's her fantasy. She maybe doesn't have to be the greatest dancer. It's just her fantasy of what she'd like to be. So I put that down to that for Miss Maxwell. Ron Raines is excellent, although he has a breakdown scene in the second act in his Loveland number, which I didn't quite buy as much as I bought John McMartin in the original. And I'm leaving Bernadette Peters till last because I don't know if it was the matinee we saw in 9/11, but she came out in her first, I think her first singing lines are "No, don't look at me," or "It's to Ben," and I thought her voice was like completely off. Her solo numbers were fine. Maybe I'm getting tired of the Bernadette Peters voice now. But I can't say, and I've been a fan of Bernadette. I mean, Sunday in the Park with George is one of the most incredible things I think she's ever done. However, I thought she was maybe miscast as Sally. There's a train going by, sorry. All right, let's get on to a lot of the things that I did like. Jane Howdy's show did a wonderful Broadway baby. God, it's a giant train going by. All right. The original was Ethel Chate, who just brought a history to Broadway Baby. And she was a delightful little old lady doing that song. And Jane Hardy's show recreated a lot of that. Mary Beth Peale as Solange Lafitte did A Paris. Very well. She looked fabulous in this dress. This woman has this body, and I'm not sure how old she is, but she's older than I am, and she looked fabulous. Terry White did a very fine and fun job. She has what's usually my favorite number, called the Mirror Number, Who's That Woman? I didn't quite like Who's That Woman as much as the original, but the original just floored me, the Michael Bennett choreography. I think Warren Carlyle did a fabulous job with all the other choreography, and with that, but it just didn't, that just didn't compare. Eric Schaefer directed, and Greg Barnes did really wonderful costumes. I hope they remember these costumes at Tony Time, because I think it's going to be closing in late January. All right, another thing I didn't buy, and she's been getting great reviews, and I don't like to say it, because she did it well, but Elaine Page doing I'm Still Here. What I guess I missed from the Carlotta characters that I've seen in Follies is, I know Elaine is like the grand lady of the West End stage, and she was in Cats and Evita, and she is, I think if she did I'm Still Here in London, it would mean more to people there. I just didn't get moved by her. I've seen a lot of people do it. Yvonne DiCarlo, who did the original, Ann Miller, I thought, brought gravitas and a history to it. Elaine Stritch, who I saw doing the concert version, which I saw only on television, brings a hell of a lot to I'm Still Here. I sort of missed some gravitas of history with Elaine Page. The thing that I did love was most all of the Loveland numbers. I thought Bernadette was a little weak, but the rest worked wonderfully, and the four people who play young Sally, Phyllis, Ben, and Buddy were great. I think all four of those, and they're Laura Lee Gayer, Kirsten Scott, Christian Delacroix, and Clifton Samuels. They were phenomenal. So I did love seeing a lot of old-timers, like Susan Watson and Don Correa were in it. It didn't surpass my memories, and I know my memories are a little foggy from 1971, but I'll tell you, I saw it twice in that 1 week, and there was a reason I did that. It beat the hell out of the revival of Follies that was the Judith Ivey one. And I do recommend this Follies. It's extended now at the Marquis Theater. It has the moments of putting the old and young together have always been very touching to me. Those are the best moments for me. And one of those moments is like the old and young Heidi, the opera singer, singing One Last Kiss, that bring the past and the present together so beautifully. I wish there were a little bit more moments like that in this production, but as I said, I'll give it 3.5 stars, and just say that my idea of Follies and the book have come down a little bit. It is a strain on the book is a little strain. The music, of course, by Stephen Sondheim is just the high point. It's like one of the richest scores ever. So this is my first review where I've been sort of like straining to compliment it, because it just can't compare with this memory of the original. But it was a really great performance on the whole. So I highly recommend it, and I wish I didn't have this old baggage to bring with me. But $12 to see the original. Of course, you know, that's like times it by 10 now, so it's about the same price. Oh, God, those memories of Follies are incredible. And I hope you go and see this, Follies, and I hope you have memories like I had. All right. See you later.